welcome to the Forsaken. Yeah, welcome. Hopefully you're having a decent Monday. Hopefully you're having an awesome beginning to your Halloween week, which we are celebrating here on Madbird. That's the costumes. Yeah, I welcome. Wow, I'm so awkward today. All right, so a little summary from last week. I keep noticing my camera and I have my head cut off or not my entire head cut off, but anyways, I'll fix that in the stream. Last week, a little summary from last week. In an attempt to heal the wound that had been giving him so much trouble, Jurble spent the day at the healer shop, where Shaman Crevin performed several healing rituals on the bugbear. And while Jurble lied in the healing pool, the shaman warned Pixarin that someone she's running from may be closer than she thinks. Suddenly, Jurble began shaking, having more nightmares in his sleep-like state, where he wrestles his brother and speaks with human-like spirits who offered to help him. During Jurble's visit, the others go to the local apothecary, a goblin named Gavin, or Gavin's Apothecary. The goblin accidentally inhales the vial's contents, but seems unfazed, declaring it to be from another plane. On their way back to Shaman Crevin's, they witness a piece of the floating city crashing into a business below. Teagan and Rhaenyra rush to help, with one of the Queen's Council, Callan, showing up to help as well. Their bravery wins them an opportunity to be first in line for the city's teleportation circles, as well as possibly a visit with the Queen Council herself, Isotta. Back at the Shaman's, Jurble gets some unfortunate news, but also possibly a better understanding of what might be ailing him. And that's what happened last week on The Forsaken. All right. Welcome, chat. So, yeah, so y'all ended last week. I think everyone got back together. What was the very last thing that y'all did?
We were in the hotel, and then guards came in and were like,
oh, that's right. Yeah, you were in the tavern.
Don't leave the hotel.
You were
Half the city's falling apart.
Yeah. Well, I mean, no. Well, no, they were just making sure because there was they've been getting little kind of fissures, I guess, in the city streets throughout the city since the shift is what people are calling it. And there one happened outside the hotel, so they were just making sure that if anyone wasn't staying the night, that they would escort them to wherever they need to go, just because it was so close. You can still exit the hotel, but it's pretty much right there, so yeah. But you are safe. The guards assured you that you were safe in the hotel, that it was like enough feet away for it to not be an issue as far as foundation stuff goes. So what are y'all? So I think you were heading up to your beds. Was there anything that anyone wanted to do before they went to sleep that night? So I think we ran over last week, and I kind of shut it down pretty quickly.
If Jurble had time, I forget. I never finished reading that book about Hugrik. Did I?
No, you didn't finish reading it. No.
Okay.
You want to put some more time into that?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. How long are you going to be staying up reading it?
I don't know, probably only a couple hours.
Okay. All right. You get about 75% the way through. You have maybe 3 more hours to go on the book. So, all right. So you do that. Anyone else have anything they want to do before falling to sleep that night?
Rhaenyra would like to start reading The Magic of Osbergen by Zenfried Zion.
Okay, all right. So Rhaenyra,
I've been carrying around the book forever, and I haven't even tried.
That's true. So you open up the book. It's seems very well scripted. Has a very nice cover on it, almost like a plush leather cover. Inside, as you open it up, and it has the title page, it looks like maybe hand-painted embellishment inside with little designs. and there are a couple more pages before you get to the actual content. It seems like a very heavy read. There's a lot of information, and it's small text kind of pushed all together. And it's a pretty good-sized book. So how many hours do you want to be reading into that one?
What time is it when we're going to bed?
Ooh, I think it might have been like around 9 or 10.
So I'll probably be up till like midnight-ish.
Okay, all right. So you put 3 hours of information into your head from the book. It starts out a little bit flowery, but you do kind of feel like you get a little bit more of an understanding of the very beginnings of Osbergen. It's a little vague in places, but I can send you some information over the course of the week of what you find out. All right. Anything else? All right. So, morning is here. Everyone wakes up. Yeah. What do y'all want to do? I remind you that you have the small tavern downstairs that does offer some food options. So you can definitely go down there to eat something. There are also plenty of restaurants in the area as well.
Does this inn have bacon?
Yes, it does have bacon.
Renarius will eat bacon.
Okay. All right. Yeah, just for a plate of bacon is like 1 silver.
Nice.
Can you eat that?
I'm quite hungry this morning.
Looks great.
The waitress, it's a different waitress than the one that came by the table the night before. Will stop by. Tiefling, young. A young adult. So, how can I help you? Did you want to order anything? She looks at you, Zephyr, or anyone else sitting at the table currently. We have your typical breakfast items. Bacon, vegetables. We have some tacos, some like breakfast burritos. We have some pork. We also have some juices and some fruit that's local that we get close by.
Could I get a breakfast burrito? Is that what you?
Breakfast burrito, yes.
And some
what would
juice.
you like inside the burrito?
Oh, what normally goes inside?
Well, our supreme burrito has there are some eggs in there. There's some bacon. We have some sausage from the local farms. There's a little bit of breakfast vegetables in there, along with some seasoning and some spice sauce. Also, there's a little tinge of a whiskey flavor to it.
Okay, yes, all of that.
Okay, all right.
And breakfast burrito.
Okay, breakfast burrito.
Copying.
Supreme.
What normally goes inside.
I'll put you down for the Supreme as well. Anyone else?
Easily manipulated.
Do you... Cheeky thing. Do you want
Rude.
Coffee or juices brought or any water? A pitcher of
I
water
would
on
like
the table?
juice.
Okay.
Somebody say coffee?
I can bring
Walking
you a cup
downstairs.
of coffee, sure. Oh yes, I can bring you a cup of coffee.
2, please.
2 cups of coffee. Would you like a breakfast burrito as well?
Sure.
Okay.
Teagan will be coffee, and do you have any baked goods?
Yes, we have some these we have this bread that's kind of fluffy and it's about 2 inches thick in a circle usually. Has butter in it.
Ooh, I'll
Very
take the fluffy butter bread.
Okay.
So allow with some bacon on the side.
It's a biscuit. Okay.
What normally goes inside?
The biscuit. Well, I mean, she kind of puts her pencil, her little like writing utensil behind her ear, her quill. Well, I mean, you can put, the bacon will go good in it. I can also bring some jam to the table.
Yes, please do.
I'll bring a little bit of a jam.
I would also like
Are you gonna eat
these
that?
biscuits,
Okay, some more biscuits.
please.
Okay. Oh, wonderful. I'll bring some breakfast burritos and some biscuits to the table with some jam and some butter. Because some people, even though it has butter in it, do like to put butter on the buttered, fluffy bread.
Of course.
And I'll bring a few extra toppings, things for the burritos too, if it's not good enough for you. I'll be right back. Your
Negative
coffee
side
and your
effects.
water and your juice. Wonderful. All right, I'll be right back. And she heads back, very put together and succinct. So, yeah. So you're sitting at the table waiting for your food. Anything you want to discuss or talk about here? Please feel free to.
So, what's our plan?
Well, we can risk going up to see Isotta and Colin. Trying to pronounce that correctly. With our token, I don't know if risk being. I don't know. That banner disturbs me. That we saw.
What's? I forget why. Why did they give you the token?
Oh, we
Just
saved.
they were being nice.
Yeah, because we assisted in saving a woman's baby from peril from the falling sheet metal.
Oh wow!
Oh, we also got this, and I'll show the magic ladder. It's a little box that literally, like, I guess maybe 18 inches across, maybe 2 feet across, and it extends up to 30 feet.
Oh, that's convenient.
Yeah, if you look at it, the ladder is kind of like almost on like extended sliders. So instead of like folding out, it just kind of slides.
Sort of like telescopes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what would we do in the city? Hypothetically speaking.
Well, I mean, we have no real. I mean, we came to get your assistance.
Yeah.
So we could head. So we also did get a lead on a potential person that might know more about what you're afflicted with. A Cullem, is that the right name? Cullem, yes.
Cullem.
Who dealt with this Robert person. But we don't have an exact location.
That's right. Robert.
The waitress will come out now and bring out your coffee and your juices and your waters, as well as some biscuits as well, and the jam and some butter.
Looks great.
I'll be back with your food soon.
If there's nothing else pressing, I wouldn't mind seeing the council here.
We haven't exactly had the best of luck with councils.
Hope this works.
I mean,
Fingers crossed. Hope this works.
Pixar, what do you think? I mean,
Well, I have so many options and so much stuff going on that I think from what I've seen and from what Jurble has been going through and seeing him kind of go a little She kind of looks at Jurble a little bit and goes, like, in that pool. Well, you are a bugbear. I think, well, you guys are my friends, so call them.
See if we can find this Colin Fuller. Well, maybe we can ask the Colin, the council about him. See if they know of him.
I forget. Did we ever figure out where we heard Cullen that name before? He just said we'd heard it before,
Mm-hmm.
but we don't know where we heard it before.
You guys talked about it amongst yourselves last week.
Okay.
Shaman.
I mean, you have heard the name before from a few people. Just name dropping it.
All right.
Well, I think that we should go towards the mountains or wherever they think that, what's his name is. I'm hungry.
And
Oh,
that's when your food
try
comes
these
out.
biscuits. I thought I thought it had already come out.
Well, the biscuits that come out with the drinks.
Oh.
Now the tray of breakfast burritos comes out with a little bit of extra stuffings to the side, like some bacon, a little bit of bacon, a little bit of vegetables to add if it's not full enough. Here you go, and she'll give everyone a plate in front of them, as well as some.
What normally goes inside?
Well, they're already filled, but there are other things here if you need to make them better. I'll be around if you need anything. And she heads off.
Is genocide spelled with a J?
What? Oh my gosh. For those eating the breakfast burritos, they taste good. Everything seems well cooked.
I will take the fluffy butter bread and put some bacon and some jam on it.
Yes,
Jurble's already eaten.
said fluffy butter bread.
Jurble's eaten already like half the basket of the fluffy butter bread.
Hey!
We're like, I understand you have to get better, but that's all right. We'll just get another basket. That's all right.
Can I have my own?
About 5 minutes later, your waitress will come around with another small basket of 8 biscuits.
You take half and I'll take half? Thank you.
No.
She about to bitch slap you at the table, dude.
I would never steal someone else's biscuit. I'm a bugbear, but I have class.
So classy.
So classy.
I'm going to open a restaurant in my retirement called Bugbears and Biscuits.
That's great. I'll also remind you that you did discuss going to check on Gavin this morning.
Oh, yes.
I still don't. I don't trust him.
I don't see why not.
He blew up you said he blew up the bomb and said he was okay, and you don't think he's not possessed by Shiga whatever?
First of all, we don't know.
Where's the bets?
I mean,
I'll hit Zephyr a copper and say, here, I'm placing a copper on going to see Gavin. But I mean, he accidentally broke the vial. He wasn't like he detonated or broke it on purpose that we know of. It was just
that you know of. Did you see him when he?
No, he went to his workshop and came out and he said but he did tell us everything about the dagger with a switch and a button that would release the gas once they stabbed you.
I rub my side.
So I mean, he seemed to think he was pretty confident that it wouldn't affect him, but I don't think he never encountered this before, so I think it would be just maybe on our way out, or if whatever we decide to do, we go check on, make sure Gavin isn't having any ill effects. I mean, it's not going to. I mean, possess. I don't know. Are you feeling any effects of possession?
I mean, at first, no, but then I had that crazy dream where basically the
Dream?
Sheikah tried to get me on their side. So,
Yeah.
I mean, if anything, maybe.
Spoopy Jurble?
Where'd you hear that word? Huh.
Meta?
My nose is bleeding. I know kung fu. No. I mean, I guess we just could, check on him. But we should probably also mention, tell Crevin, Shaman Crevin about it too. Just so he's aware that Gavin was exposed to what he was too afraid to even hold.
Yeah, because I think he ran off before we got a chance to tell him. So
Yeah, he was checking on
other people who
minors.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which, yeah.
Okay, so after breakfast, Cullen, Gavin, and then we can decide what to do after that, I guess.
Well, I don't think Cullen. You mean
Not Cullen.
Crevin? Oh, okay.
Crevin.
Crevin. All right. That sounds good.
All right. Anyone else have anything they want to discuss at breakfast before we fast forward on? Okay, so y'all have a delicious breakfast with some biscuits, some supreme breakfast burritos, coffee, juice. Yeah, pretty good. I've never had the breakfast in a burrito before, but it's tasty. Yeah, so y'all pack up and head on out. As you exit the inn, you can see, within 20 feet of the inn's entrance, you see this kind of this thick rope kind of blocking off an area of the street. And they have it, think of it like little valet thing, like how police block off areas, but they have it tied, they have these freestanding posts that are weighted down and have a rope tied around it a couple of times, more towards the ground and one at about chest level. And you can kind of see where the street, I mean, again, it's 20 feet away, so unless you walk closer to it, but you can kind of see from standing at the entrance of the inn, the street caved in a bit, and you just see this hot, it is daylight outside, and you can see this steam coming from it. Everyone make intelligence checks for me.
16.
14.
15.
5?
15.
Okay, 15 for you and 5 for Zephyr.
19 for Jurble.
19. I would say anyone with a 15 or above this reminds you a lot, just even standing and seeing it at this angle with the steam kind of almost being forced rising from it, from that fissure in the ground. It reminds you a lot of how the border, when you're coming into the Aebirus Empire's land, looked. It too, I mean, of course, the border was a bigger fissure, but it too had that kind of steam pushed up from it. So yeah, you'd be able to kind of put 2 and 2 together like that at this, even at this distance.
Interesting.
Does anyone want closer to take a look, or do you
Jurble would probably go up and just look down.
like at the barrier?
Yeah.
Yeah, between like after the barrier you have probably like a good 5 feet before the fissure starts. But kind of peering over with your with your height, you would probably be able to kind of see down into it. And I think that you looked down into the fissure at the at the border.
Yeah.
Looks the same. It looks very similar, also on a smaller scale. You see that kind of, as it's breaking the ground, you see that rock underneath, and then, but you can't see a bottom. It kind of dissipates into like a mist or a fog. As it goes down, probably like, at about 40 feet down, you start seeing that fog, and then of course you can't see past that, so it looks like it goes down pretty far. And as you kind of lean over, that heat hits your face.
Was there a guard nearby, or did they just set up barrier?
There was, yeah. Sorry, I didn't mention. There is one guard. This is kind of a longer fissure, so you have one guard station at one end, one at the other. So you have a guard probably like 15 feet from you. He is watching the lot of you, but he's not like moving to. In fact, when you lean over, you better be careful.
I'll back up, and I'll kind of walk over to him. Do these things happen often?
Well, we had some cracks here and there, but since the shift yesterday, they just burst open, and we haven't had any this morning, but we had about 5 in the city yesterday.
It's interesting. I've seen, cracks in the ground, but I haven't seen quite like this, other than, the border traveling in, the heat and stuff.
Yeah. Well, sorry, I was distracted by the pig head on the simmering bacon now. That wasn't there before, right, Joe?
Duh.
What pig head?
What pig head? What are you talking about?
Oh man.
Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, Jurble. What did you say at the end of your statement?
Just I've never seen fissures like this with the heat, and other than at the border.
Oh, coming into the Empire from over towards Bornheim. You mean?
Yes.
Yes. We think it has something to do with since it seems like you're traveling. You're not from the city, correct?
No. And I'll point to we just got in the other night.
There's a you might not know if you're not from the East Coast here. There's a whole caverns of cities underneath the east coast of Osbergen. We have a drow city under ours. And there are other areas, but we think that it might be something from just they do a lot of mining down there for us, or they used to. Things have and he'll kind of look around and to see if like the guard at the other end of the fissure is hearing him. Things are getting a little iffy with them. They're not responding like they used to. So we're not sure if it has something to do with the cities underneath, we try to send people in. We tried to have some miners go in for us, since they're the ones that usually talk with the drow down there, and they either don't come back or come back dead. Or come back hurt. So it seems something's changed.
That's worrisome.
Yes, well, we have a good system of guards here in the city. That's our next step, is probably sending some guards down to take a look. But with everything that's been happening here on the surface, I'm just not sure when we'll be able to tackle the problem.
Ding.
All right.
You're so
Sorry. Well, thank you for the information. I just
Sure.
hadn't seen. Have a good day. I'll
You as
make
well.
my way back to the group. Did the rest of the group hear that?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't talking extremely loudly, but if they were, kind of like looking at the two of you, they'd probably have picked up on a good portion of the conversation.
So, do you want to go to Gavin first or Crevin? I think it might. Yeah, we might want to ask Crevin about the miners, since that's what he was checking out. He was checking out the sick miners.
Oh,
Which-
okay.
If you just, I mean, it's very interesting. So
All right.
I guess we head to Criven's house.
Shaman.
Yeah,
Shaman shop.
Crevin's shop, or healers is what it's marked as.
Healers.
Yes. You head over to Crevin's, and when you reach the door, there is a close sign on it. It's probably like, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what time. I didn't ask what time everyone got up at.
Oh.
What, 9 or 10 probably at this time.
Was
So,
it?
You would think it. Anyone running a business would usually be open around this
Yeah.
time.
I saw him. He closed up when me and
Correct.
Pixarin left, right? So
Well, yes, he closed up. Do you remember what was happening when you left?
yeah, he went to go check on the miners. He was
Yes,
told the
correct.
guard came in and said,
Okay, just want to make sure you remembered.
and then we split ways because then I saw the rest of the gang.
Yes, correct.
I guess he's still attending to the miners. Should we go try to find where they were, or do you want to go check on Gavin first?
Well, was Crevin the only one who knew about the miners?
No, a guard came to tell him to come get him to check on the miners. So but we also heard last night at dinner from a guard saying he also said the miners were being weird. I don't know what that means. I don't personally know any miners.
Weird like
So
you?
I don't know huh?
Weird like you?
I don't think so. I'm a bugbear, not a miner.
It's not. Okay. Well, you couldn't even let me have that one. That was.
Maybe we ask Gavin. Maybe he's heard of what's happening.
I mean, if you guys want to go talk to Gavin, I mean, if Crevin is still dealing with the miners, I doubt he's gonna really care that much about Gavin at the moment. So, do you know where he was? where Gavin is? I just saw him following you.
It's still be at his shop. No.
Mhm.
But it's only a short walk. Is it actually a short walk? I forgot.
Yeah, just a few streets away. All right, so y'all heading to Gavin's then?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so y'all head your way there. You do who would Rhaenyra, Teagan, and Zephyr, I guess, make a perception check for me.
Six plus
Dirty
5,
20.
11.
11, dirty
23.
23. Zephyr and Rhaenyra, you would notice Callan, and you might not know who this is, Zephyr, since you weren't here last week, but Callan is the person that helped Rhaenyra and Teagan rescue the baby from the house that the piece of metal fell into. And you would know that she works for, that she's part of the Queen Isotta's council here in the city. But you can see her just kind of checking on a couple of people as you'll be passing by her as you're walking ahead.
I give a sheepish wave. Hello.
Oh, hi. How's the morning faring?
Looks great.
Good. Well, have a good morning.
Well, we had a question for you. Craven, the healer, he had gone to check on some miners.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard anything about that, or where they could be found?
Oh, the clinic is on the other side of town, near the other healer's shop. So if you just go opposite this, just go down this road, make a right when you get towards the end, and it should be about a street down, a few buildings down. Hospital is there. I believe they have an extra tent set up. I haven't been there myself, but I've talked to a few people. Should be, if he's not in his shop, should be there, Crevin.
Thank you so much for the information.
You're welcome.
How is your morning going?
You can tell that she seems a little taken a surprised that you asked her about her morning. Yeah, it's good. It's going fine. Thank you for asking.
Of course.
Well,
You ever feel the need to conquer lands?
no, I can't say I do. Well, good day. Sure, I'll see you around. Are you heading up to the center at all today? Don't forget to use your coins.
We might. We'll see.
Okay. Well, you might see Emma running around here. She likes to get out amongst the people as much as she can. So, I'm sure I'll see you. All right, bye.
Good day.
She's already turned and start walking. All right. So y'all head about another street down and come up to the apothecaries. Gavin. So you go inside, take it?
Yeah, Teagan will open it. Is the door unlocked, I assume? Or
The
try the
door
door?
is unlocked.
Roll initiative.
The open sign is on. You go in. There are no customers inside. And you kind of like look around. I mean, it's a pretty open. It's a small shop, but he doesn't. Most of his items are kind of like on the wall shelves. He has a couple of shelving units kind of like pushed up again, kind of close to the wall. But for the most part, it's an open one. And also because he has this little hatch that opens in the middle, where he goes to study things. So you look kind of like, towards the back of the store where the counter is. You don't see him there. Or at least you don't, again, like I think before you could only see his ear sticking out from behind the counter. But just walking in, you don't see a sign of Gavin.
Something smells.
Is there a bell or anything on the door or on the counter?
Hello?
There is a small little bell on the counter, yes. That you can pick up and ring.
Teagan will pick up and ring the bell. Gavin? Has anyone seen Gavin?
Gavin! Gavin!
No answer.
I'll go to the back.
Okay. I will, as Pixar goes to the back, Teagan will open the hatch in the middle of the floor.
You're pulling the lever. The
Yes.
lever is beside the counter, and so you pull the lever there beside the counter, and the hatch kind of opens up. You kind of have to go around to kind of see down into the hatch, go around the door that opened up. Do you look down in?
I'll yell first for Gavin down to the hatch. Gavin, you down there?
No answer.
Any luck, Pixar?
Pixarin, you head back. There is like a red curtain on a back door that kind of is right behind the counter. You open the curtain and it's just a small room filled with supplies. Glass bottles, containers of things, like glass bottles full of things, and they're all crammed up onto the shelves. Stuff is crammed up on the floor. You barely have a walking path into this little room, but you don't see a sign of Gavin in there.
I don't think he's here, but there's a crap ton of shit back here. Like, I can't even go through this room. Like, is he building something? Is he making a little money on the side, you think?
Could be.
With your size...
This is his shop.
Where's the bets?
No, that's not what I mean.
With your size, Pixar, make a dexterity check for me. Make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, this tail's gonna be the death of me.
We find out Gavin's Jesse Pinkman.
You said dexterity?
Yes.
Wait. Is it?
I am the one who knocks.
Okay. I've rolled a 9.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pixarin, as you stepped into this little room, and there's barely enough room for you to walk. You start turning around, and it's just, you can tell that this was built for Gavin's small goblin frame. You kind of trip over like a little step ladder that was
shit.
almost pushed in under a shelf, but not quite. Your arm kind of knocks into a shelf, and a few bottles go splashing onto the floor.
Just trying to catch some.
Make another dexterity saving throw for me, please.
She's trying to make sure she cleans up, but she keeps
A few
making
of
messes.
the bottles that break have liquid in them.
No.
No. Okay, it's a 21.
Okay. All right, so you kind of see this happening and are able to kind of like hop over it. But yeah, there are some like a couple of the valves broke open with some liquid in it, and it's like you see that kind of like almost like an acid effect kind of coming up from the wooden floor. Like it's
Is
not
it burning a hole in the floor?
Yeah, not like it's on fire, but like it's an acidic effect.
I'm okay.
Mm.
Goddamn short people.
Something
She
smells.
just walk to the front
Does anyone
and not say anything.
his little hatch is kind of in the center of the shop, and it takes up a good portion. Does anyone kind of glance in when it, like, in the time that it's been open?
Jurble would.
Okay.
I think I would be looking at it, but did Teagan go in?
I was just going to say Teagan was probably going to take a deep breath before he went down and hold his breath.
Okay, so you went inside.
Yeah, I guess there's stairs leading down.
All right, so I would say very just like three or four steps, and they're very short. You can tell that he's definitely built things in this place to be accustomed to him. So you take a couple of cheerful steps down into this like small space. You really kind of can't fit in yourself. You can if you kind of like hunch over, and as you're walking down, the rest of you kind of like look in as Pixron's coming back from coming towards the group from the back, and as you're going down, Teagan, you see Gavin on the floor. He is shivering.
Okay, I'll reach down and, if I can, pick up Gavin.
Oh, sure. He's a goblin, so yeah, you can pick up Gavin.
And bring him up.
And you said bring him out?
Yes.
Okay, all right. As you hold him in your arms, Teagan, very romantic. He is shivering, some sweat on his brow.
And art.
Always love you.
Oh man.
Cue the harp music. Okay.
Did you even play this out?
There's some sweat on his brow, and he seems partially conscious. Because he is shivering, and you can, but if you try, like, he doesn't respond to you carrying him or to you picking him up. Doesn't open his eyes. Just is just shivering, and mumbling something about for something to get away.
Would Jurble think this looks familiar to his?
Oh yeah. This I won't even have anyone roll. Like, this definitely for the all of y'all would kind of think that this seems very familiar to how Jurble was acting.
Okay.
After
I'll look
stabbing.
I'll look at Teagan and be like, wasn't affected, huh? Mm.
With that, and realizing that Gavin is probably having the same symptoms as Jurble, I will hand him to Jurble, knowing that Jurble's being treated for the thing. And let's get him to the other clinic where Crevin is.
Okay. All right. So y'all.
Well, I will hit the switch to close the door.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? Before we leave, I just want to hold my breath again and look, and I want to see if I see the broken vial down there.
Make a perception check, please.
Perception 14 plus 5, 19.
You don't see a broken vial. I mean, there's a lot of stuff in there. Like, you didn't see the back that Pixron did, but I mean, it is cram full of vials, testing stuff, testing equipment, little containers that he has samples in, cloths, just anything that you could think of. I mean, even stuff that's not necessary. There's like a little bin of snacks down here. Yeah. A little grungy, honestly.
Okay, interesting. All right, well, you'll head back upstairs and hit the lever to close the hatch.
Okay.
So it doesn't remain open.
All right.
And if on the way out, if I see a locking mechanism, I will lock his door so nobody loots his shop.
Shit. Oh, did I say that out loud?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's this whole locking thing like on the inside of the door that you could push and then close the door to have it lock.
I'll do that.
Okay.
All right. Let's get him to
All
the
right.
clinic.
Okay, so y'all are heading straight to the clinic. Try to follow Callan's directions to you. So you go to the end of the street, make that right. Make whoever is trying to lead, kind of take a lead on like where you're going. Who would that be?
I guess Jurble
Okay.
probably would, since he saw where Crevin
Yoda.
went.
Yeah,
It's
you
not
saw
maybe
you
Yoda,
saw
it's
basic
Gavin.
direction. Although I will probably say that you probably saw him as far as like Gavin's shop, and then who knows from there. But make a survival check for me.
Oh, okay, survival.
City survival.
City
Gerbils.
survival.
Gerble's proficient in survival. Oh. It doesn't matter because he
That is
rolled a 2,
everything.
so 6.
Wow. Well, so the rest of you are following Jurble as Jurble is walking confidently ahead of you. Gavin, slung over his shoulder. There are a couple of times that like you'll see people kind of like double taking as they walk by at the goblin being over Jurble's shoulder. But they go about their way. He seems so confident, but it seems to take a while. You walk to the end of the street, and then he kind of takes a right, and then like stops and looks and takes a left, and then takes another right, and takes another right again. And then you realize, Jurble, that you think that maybe you're going in the wrong direction, that you might need to turn around. Yeah.
If I see Jurble confused, I'll look for a guard.
Okay,
Or-
make a perception check.
Okay.
Would a guard not stop us with a bugbear just carrying an unconscious goblin around?
They're busy.
Just another day
They're
in the
busy.
Aebirus Empire.
What happens in Erebus stays in Erebus.
You do. I will say that as you're walking the city, you still see people kind of not running around in like a panic, but definitely busy taking, guards kind of like going from one place to another on their task. You don't see a lot of people just standing around having a good time today.
15 plus 5.
Okay.
30, 20.
You see a guard. You actually have come to another fissure area that's roped off. Not as like long as the one that was in front of your inn, but you do see one guard stationed there.
Okay, I'll
Female.
approach the guard. And can you help us out? We're trying to get to the clinic. We have an injured. One of your shopkeepers here has gone injured.
The guard, you notice, Teagan, that guard kind of glances at Jurble. What's up with that?
I'll like hold him out like an unconscious cat. So like this.
Is that Gavin?
Yes, he was looking into something for us. We went to check in on him this morning, and we found him like this.
Oh, that's a problem. Yes, the clinic is right over that way, and she kind of points in the opposite direction that you were walking. Just about
Give
2
a side
streets.
look.
Just about
Terrible. Good job.
3 streets down. Just go down this road 2 streets, make a right, and you should be there. After about 2 intersections. So.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thank you for rescuing him.
Yeah, it was quite fortunate that we went to check on him.
Sure.
Yeah.
Gavin's a good person.
Yes, he is.
Okay. Let me know if you need anything. And
Will
they'll
do.
kinda go back
Thank you.
To their post.
Your name? I didn't. Well,
Oh,
Never mind.
It's Patricia.
Okay. You never know.
Never know.
Patricia. Add 1 to the Forsaken.
All right, and I will relay the information and I guess lead the way to, since he gave me the directions, I'll lead the way to the.
I was going that way.
I know. We just, we gotta get moving, I guess.
All right. So yeah, I would say that you're able to. You're not too far from it, so you're able to make your way there. Yeah. So you approach the. It's kind of this kind of wider two-story building. If you were in any other town, it might look like an inn of sorts, but it seems to have been repurposed for like a clinic. It has a kind of cross painted in the door, painted on one of the windows, one of the main windows on the first floor. So there's about two floors to the building. There's also a separate tent that looks like a makeshift tent that's been put together, and you see a couple of guards kind of going in and out. You in fact see a couple people carrying in a stretcher with someone on it into the tent. So it seems like most of the activity is in that tent area. But you also see a couple people going in and out of the clinic building.
All right, I'll try to get someone's attention.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you kind of try to get a couple of the guards and people's attention, and they seem very busy and don't hear you or are ignoring you for their task. You finally are able to you come across what's might be a male clinician or a cleric who is stepping out of the tent or stepping out of the main building of the clinic and walking towards the makeshift tent. This cleric is a tiefling with clay-colored skin, in this kind of plain outfit of grays, browns, and blacks. Yes, can I help you? And he also has kind of like Coke bottle glasses.
Okay. Yes, we were doing some business with Gavin, and we went to check on him this morning and found him in this condition. Is Cullem around?
Oh,
by any chance?
My
Crevin.
goodness, he'll reach to take Gavin from you, Jurble. Yes, Shaman Crevin's inside, and the tiefling will kind of step through step into the tent area. Feel free to come in. Just don't touch anyone. And if you follow him in, the tiefling will sit Gavin down on there are no open beds, but there is one but one of the beds with that seems to have like a dwarf sized person in it. He sits Gavin at the end of one of those beds. He's right over there, and the tiefling points, and you see Shaman Crevin on the other side of the room, tending to someone.
I'll approach if I, but I don't want to just like barge. I'll just like get near his space and just like wait for him to notice me.
Sure. As you approach, you see that he is working on what seems to be a very it's another tiefling. Because as I said, you've seen a lot of tieflings in this city, who seems to have kind of dust all over his face. This is the patient that the shaman's caring for, and is under a blanket and is shivering with some sweat. And as you kind of walk up there, if you kind of look, make a perception check for me, Teagan.
7 + 5, 12.
Okay. You kind of glance at maybe one other patient as you're walking towards Shaman Crevin and notice that they are shivering, they're kind of murmuring to themselves and sweating, similar to Gavin and similar to Jurble, how he was acting.
Interesting.
And Crevin kind of looks at you, Teagan, and kind of looks past you at the rest of the group. Oh, hello. Is there something that I can do for you? Today?
Jurble will point down at Gavin.
Well, yeah, Gavin's is like 3 beds away from Crevin, and Gavin's being helped by the tiefling. But if you point,
I would have been behind.
If you point down to Gavin, which you're probably closer to Gavin's bed, or where the bed that Gavin was laid in, Shaman Crevin will kind of pause what they're doing and step towards that bed. Oh, Gavin.
I will sort of like take Crevin like by the arm and just real close. He was working on that vial, and he exposed himself to the stuff inside the vial. He thought he was going to be all right, but apparently it's had an effect.
Okay. Let me Melodus, do you mind if I speaking to the Clayskin tiefling? Do you mind if I take a look at? No, that's fine. I'll go and check the others. And as everyone's kind of standing there in this like tent that's already a little crowded, people are kind of brushing past you and staying busy and checking. You have some people from different, of all different races kind of coming in to help these people. Some of them look like that they might be dressed as clerics or as healers. Others are just people bringing in blankets or bringing in some water or food. Shaman Crevin takes a look over Gavin. As I do see the similarities. Okay, well, and the shaman will kind of step towards the rest of you. As you can probably see, it seems that your isolated case, and looks to Jurble, is a little less isolated now. Unfortunately.
What do you think is happening?
All of these were miners that were working in our gem mines. We're starting to pull some back now and starting to warn the ones that are insisting on working because they need the money. But I don't know.
Have they been stabbed or anything? Like I was.
A few of them have been hurt. There's been talk of some minor explosions that they didn't set, that they set off while mining, which is suspicious. They're not sure if it's some other. They don't know. Most suspect the drow that live down there. And some. I guess all of them have been, cut in some way if they weren't involved with the explosions, but a couple of them speak of being attacked by obsidian-like creatures down in the mines.
I was talking with a guard earlier this morning, and he said that they used some of the miners to try to get in contact with the Drow City, and that are these the same miners, or?
Yes, I'm not sure if any of you are familiar, but when you need money, you will do what your employer asks you to do. So, when they have asked them, since the Drow have been unresponsive lately, they have asked them to maybe, since the miners themselves are the ones that see the Drow the most, since they're the ones down there, to step in and speak with some of them, but they've been either treated with indifference at the best of times and blatantly pushed away by, you know, in other times. Some even, as I said, some of the miners even suspect the drow to be setting these, which is not unlikely, but it's surprising since most of the miners, since they do work so closely with the drow, or did, are usually the first ones to defend them. But it seems something has changed, and it seems to have been escalated yesterday. Same with the fissures in the city, which we have a few in from those erupting. Same with this. It all seems to be connected to whatever happened.
Is the council aware?
Oh, yes. They have been... you see a slight look of almost irritation on his face. They've been checking in a lot.
Well, unlike them, I think we should let you do your work.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Jurble, everything okay today? Are you feeling better?
Yes, much better for the most part. I'm still aching a bit, but yes, I'm much better. But
Good.
I'll gesture toward like the crystal that's like tied. Wasn't there a crystal that was like near my wound?
Yes, the shaman gave you a crystal to put on your belt.
But if this crystal is better served helping these people.
Oh, we have plenty. That's surprisingly, it's it's a crystal that we doesn't come from underground here, but comes from the mountain close by. We have a smaller mine over there. I don't know if you're aware of the mining operations in the town, but Imperial Gems owns the 2 mines that are on either side of the city. They're the ones that dig underground. Things are interesting there as well. But we also have a smaller mine that's near the mountainside, just a little ways outside the city. Zebcor. He kind of smiles. Zeb has a sense of humor about him. Well, if there's nothing else that I need to do for you, I'll get back to my patients. Always feel free to stop in if you have any other questions or need anything.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And give you a pat on the shoulder. Oh, if I'm not around, Maladus, and he'll kind of motion towards the tiefling who's helping some patients a few beds away. Maladus will help you. He's trustworthy, and I've discussed a few things with him. Doesn't quite abide in my crystal in my opinions on the healing powers of crystals, but he can be trustworthy nonetheless. So, well, good day then. And the shaman will turn and go about their business. Maladus will the shaman will kind of step over to Maladus, and Maladus will look kind of up at the group of you and give you a wave and go back to his work as well. And Gavin, if you look down, because you're probably, like, I imagine, close to the bed where Gavin's being laid, or was laid, he's looking the same, but I mean, he's not looking any worse than all the other ones in this room.
How's our little key pendants feeling?
Oh, wow. Thanks for reminding me. Wow. Completely slipped my mind. Yeah, so let me kind of like backtrack on how that's feeling then, because so
they're on fire.
when you were at Gavin's, after you pulled Gavin out of the hatch, it was definitely hot. Teagan, yours would have been burning, holding Gavin. And walking through the city, it was, except for, of course, Teagan holding Gavin. Or no, Jurble was carrying Gavin. So Jurble, when you were carrying Gavin, it would have been burning hot as well. Getting, once when you were approaching the tent, they started getting warm. Once you got into the tent, I mean, if your pendant's touching your skin, you probably have some burn marks.
Ooh.
Unless you have something like, the thick fur or the feathers. But yeah, it's definitely...
Do I smell burning feathers and burning hair?
Very hot, so... Yeah. So as you kind of like make your way out of the tent and stand outside, you kind of brush up against a nurse kind of coming in, with some, more food and some water. And you're back outside in the streets.
So I feel like we have a problem. This is holding out the key. It's just cool it off.
Yeah, mine got hot when I picked up Gavin.
So
that's doing something.
This all seems
interrelated somehow. Yeah.
Because I mean, I was a bit feverish at the time, but when we saw the city only shifted after our mind, we got confused, right? That's so something obviously happened. I don't know. But it sounds so. There's this. City of Drow underneath the city, and they seem to coexist with these miners fairly well until now. The whole city just stops. At first, when the guard mentioned that, I was thinking like they'd been invaded or something. But Crevin was just talking about how the miners went down and were just met with indifference, so it's the people that have changed.
Well, it's been suggested to us twice by Callan that we go see the High Council, or at least stop in. What do you think? This is advisable? Maybe I don't know. But...
I don't know. I kind of think we need to. We want to check out where these miners got attacked, or no, wait, I wasn't conscious was I conscious for Crevin and Pixrin's conversation about?
No.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't conscious. Okay, so never. I mean, I would think maybe go talk to the council about this, but I mean, Crevin didn't seem to. I mean, if we need their permission, do we want to go down there?
I personally think we should approach this from the angle that we're you're afflicted and we need to look for something to help you, and it seems like we have a common issue now with them that us helping to find something to treat this would be of their benefit as well.
Yeah, but
I mean,
I don't exactly have a.
maybe they have some
Crevin-
ideas about Colin and Robert. I don't know. We can certainly ask.
So all. Yes, all Crevin knew of Cullen was just that
He's in
he
a high
lived somewhere in the
mountain
mountains.
Yeah.
So.
Well, let's get out of this area because my chest is
Oh yeah.
getting scars
Yeah.
here.
Mm-hmm. I'll also remind you that Gavin did tell you that the whatever came out of the
Wind in his
vial
ear.
and Crevin said that whatever came out of Jurble was from another plane.
Oh.
Somebody's importing it. I wonder who could it be?
Oh wait, don't we know the Shiga came have something to do with what is the plane called?
Dim
That
glint?
word dim glimped.
Mm-hmm.
Dim glimped. Okay. I would say we could ask Aurelius, but every
Well, we
time we
should.
ask Aurelius, we don't.
I know we don't want to interrupt his tea time, but
But
we should check in with the boss, I suppose. Maybe he
We
knows
want
of
to-
Colin. Because we haven't talked to him since we learned this name.
True. Do we want to do that now
Before.
or?
Yeah, let's do that before we meet the High Council. The more information we have going into that meeting, the better we can compare what they say.
Right.
So,
Well, you don't want to do it right here in the street.
no, we don't. No, we'll find a public park or something. Something off to the
Yeah,
side.
there's probably like a little green area here, in different spots. We do a fun one.
People just think we're some weird yoga group in the morning.
Which we all stand there doing. Like while we're talking, we're doing Tai Chi.
Yeah.
And bugbear facing moon.
Wow.
Downward facing bugbear.
Oh
Wow.
gosh.
All right.
You
So
said it, not me.
I did.
y'all able to find a little park close by.
I don't
Yeah,
even
so-
want to.
It's not very big.
I
but yeah.
don't even know if I even want to go to the park anymore.
There was no yoga group there.
Okay,
yeah.
safe. It's safe.
No yoga group. You do see a couple people kind of like passing through, but I said it's not that big of a park, so. All right.
All right, so clutch our pendants and fire up the wireless to see if we could get Aurelius on the phone.
Danny's right. This is the wrong campaign for yoga.
If it's a side quest.
This
Oh
is true.
God.
This is true. Okay. Hello? Can you hear me? Is this thing on?
You're coming through?
Yes.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hey. Hello.
Hey.
Yeah. What do you need?
Just what? Go ahead, Pix.
Geneva, could you? Thank
I
you.
literally just said
Oh my
food.
gosh.
All right. I have a pen and paper ready, or a Cullem
Oh.
paper. So, what can I do you for?
Um,
How are things down in Osbergen?
So we made it to the Aebirus Empire for me to get some healing.
Oh, good. You're feeling
Um,
better.
Yes, but it's still kind of attached. I'm still kind of wounded,
Doing good.
and And as I was being treated, I had a dream where I'm pretty sure the Shiga directly contacted me, trying me to get me to join them. So I think they're connected to this poison.
That's really
that
weird.
I was. It was weird. It was a dream with my brother and fighting and.
So Jurble, what did you say? What did you answer them?
I mean, I told them no thank you. At first I was trying. They were like, maybe like they were like, you're the one who could help us with our pain, and I was going like, yes, we could help you with your pain, and then he's like, yes, to like for revenge and take over the world, to force change, and that's when I was like, whoa,
Take over the world as the DM,
something like that, whatever. They said something like that.
Oh wow!
I'm not with him.
Take over the world? That sounds
We're
intense.
if we're all
I mean,
holding
I'm
our
paraphrasing.
Is
I
this
had
verbatim or is this
I
paraphrasing?
had it's not verbatim. I had a fever.
Geneva, scratch that. He was paraphrasing.
If we're all
Just
holding our pendants, I give like picture to look like.
They were basically they were willing to throw my brother under the bus and use me.
What's a bus?
Sorry,
I've never heard of this term before, Jurble. What? Geneva, do you know?
I'll walk over.
It's this Batman onesie. I'm overheating.
Thank you.
Teagan will walk over and put his hand up on Bugbear on Jurble's forehead.
Don't touch me.
Are you okay? Don't touch me.
Is everything okay
A
there?
big
Jurble,
cart.
are you still
What's a
sick?
bus?
Is everything all right?
Yes, I told you it's still in me. I had a weird dream, fever dream. Anyways,
It's still
they were
eating.
willing to betray. They told me they offered me the deal that if I joined them, they would betray Gorman or something along those lines. All that to say, Shiga's connected with that poison I got infected with. But that's
Oh. So they're dealers of poison now?
I don't
That's strange.
I don't know.
Have you ever heard of them dealing with poisons before, Geneva? No? Right, could you? Thank you. Two with sprinkles, please. Thanks.
But that's also kind of we have a more pressing concern. After I got healed, we basically there's been an outbreak of the same sickness that I had amongst a bunch of miners and also a goblin who that was kind of our fault. But
and you said you're in the Aebirus Empire, right? I think.
Yes, it apparently has something that all these miners were attacked. Some were attacked by obsidian creatures. Isn't that what Crevin said?
Obsidian creatures. Did you get any more information, Jurble?
I'll look at Teagan.
Teagan here. Apparently, miners underneath the city have been also afflicted. It seems like they're not quite sure how they got afflicted. There were some explosions underground. Could be some sort of sabotage going on. Don't know. Yada yada yada. The short of it is we're looking for an alchemist. Yes, the long. Well, I'm trying to be short about it. Looks at Jurble. We're looking for an alchemist named Cullem, who the local shaman healer here thinks could be a good source of information about this disease or whatever this is being inflicted upon people.
I guess Cullem was doing that research a bit a while ago, but
you know of Cullem?
I mentioned Cullem to you.
Oh, pardon.
Right, yeah.
Terribly sorry.
No problem. There was a lot of information, Teagan, so I would never hold it against you to what okay. I would never hold it against you that you don't remember one thing. Gods know that I forget things sometimes, and sometimes it's an absolute mess. Can I have some milk, please? Thank you. But Cullen was doing research. Give me 1 second. Let me just look up something. Cullem Krenthora, he was doing some research about something similar, very close to this situation. I just, the Shiga wasn't really active then. It was, but he was kind of going off of dated information. He got a little, I think, get a little overpassionate sometimes, but can't we all? I don't know where he is though. That's the problem. The last time I heard from Colin was that he was planning on retiring to the mountains. If someone gets to retire, that's rich.
Do you have a way of getting in touch with him?
No. When Colin retired, when you're in the public's eye for so long, Teagan, usually when you want to get away from it, you get away from it, which usually means, no thank you, I am holding myself up in a house for the rest of my life. Cullem was a very respected wizard amongst many. Towards the end of his work, he became obsessed with this shadow project, that most called it, of studying these rogue spirits. The term Shiga was kind of coined after that research, not because of the research. So at the time, I didn't think much of it. It seemed a little out of my ball field. You know what ball is, right? Oh, they play it here in the plane. I'll have to show you the next time that you're in. So I'm. Yes. Did I answer your question? I kind of forgot.
I don't even remember our question.
Where
so
does
mountains.
Yeah.
Mountains.
Mountains.
Yes. He.
These are Osbergen Mountains, right?
You know who he was really close with at the time, other than myself. I mean, we were close before that, as I said. But the person he was really close with was Zemfrey. I believe that was the lad's name. They were thick as thieves.
Another wizard?
Yeah, Zemfrey Zion. He was. They were very close. Zemfrey helped him with some research, and I think that he too retired from the public eye, but not really sure where he went off to. But
we may have a lead on him.
Oh, have you someone that knows the Z?
We met.
I'll look at Aurelius.
We met him. I think.
We met a crazy wizard in the woods named Z.
Oh. Okay. Well, I mean, I didn't know him when he was a crazy wizard. He was a wizard, of course, but he was quite popular amongst many, both for his wizardry and his
dashing good looks.
Geneva.
Did he like bear traps?
Bear, like the pastry?
What? No, bear traps.
Bear trap? No, there's a pastry named bear trap. We have them in. Don't we have some in? Yes.
No, not the pastry. The actual trap made for bears.
Oh,
the Z guy had 100 of them outside his house.
Well, I suppose he was trying to protect from bears, right? I don't. Right. Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. Did it keep you away?
I mean.
No.
No, because I met him.
Huh. Well, I guess they weren't that. I guess they're not as effective as what I've heard then.
Oh. I mean, they're not. They were bear traps, not bug bear traps. So.
Oh, there's a difference.
I would imagine so.
Wah, wah.
Anyways,
So,
Ooh.
our pendants have been going crazy around the sick people. That's why, I mean, it's also that and my weird dream. I think it's very. Crevin, he did tell us that it seemed to have come from another plane, this poison. Did Teagan and Aurelius tell Jurble how it went into Gavin through his ear?
yes.
I think we would have relayed all that.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
he did.
The goblin, he apparently got it like it went in through his ear, like as like a mist or something. That seemed unique.
That's interesting. Well, gee, that could be how it's affected so many, as you say, there in the city.
I guess so. None of the others, as far as the shaman was saying, was stabbed like me. Some were injured and stuff, but others are just sick.
Interesting. All right. Geneva, could you contact the library for me? Thank you. That's really interesting. I might call you back. I'm going to do some research here and check on a few things. Got it. Yes. From another plane, you said.
That's all Shaman Crevin could surmise.
Okay. All right.
Do we need to help you research in Dim Glimped?
We'll talk with the library. They should be able to give us answers. I'll take you by there next time you're in. It's a wonderful place. I'll call you back. And he hangs out.
I give a look like, what? Did he just hang up on us?
When we joined this organization and I was following Addie's footsteps, I was expecting it to be a little more, I don't know, grand, functional.
Excuse me, I'm sensitive.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, that's right. You're
sorry.
You're a previous member. I'm sorry.
But I mean, he seemed to evoke so much more. He seemed to evoke much more confidence when we first, first impressions were good. So, are we going to head back towards Baryn? Try to find Z again?
Yeah. Do we still want to meet with the council? Maybe act dumb and see if, or do we just want to bypass that?
I mean, you're the ones who got the inn, got the coins to get us in. How do you? I'll defer to you guys. Like I said, we haven't had the best of luck with councils, and I mean, Crevin didn't seem too impressed, but it could just be because he's busy and stressed.
Everyone make a perception check for me.
Ooh, 19 plus 5, 24.
Oh, natural 1.
15.
Natural 1, so that makes it a 2.
18.
Anyone with a gosh, it's not that a 12 or above would be able to. I'll say Jurble that you're a little distracted.
Got
The
something
rest,
in my eye.
the rest of you, as you're sitting here in the park, you kind of have a there's a couple of small roads kind of surrounding the park, but there's kind of a more main road, and you see well, first you hear kind of this a lot of hoof prints, as well as maybe a couple of guards kind of yelling orders of formations, and down the street comes a processional. There's a couple of guards on horses. There are some on foot, and you. There is a tiefling woman with her, or so it looks from. It's a far distance. It's I mean you're seeing it, but it's a good probably 50 feet away from you at this point. A tiefling-looking woman who is her head is shrouded, and then there are 5 members walking behind in a equal distance. They are walking towards where y'all just came from the clinic. Yeah, but there's probably like around 14 guards protecting them as they walk. There's a few people who are walking on the streets at the time, or a couple people there in the park, kind of like on the other side of the park with you, that stop what they're doing and just kind of like stare. A couple people try to maybe go up and talk to these women. They're all women. And you would notice that 2 of them from this distance, but it might be Emma and Callan, that are in this processional. So yeah, and they walk from kind of down the street, as I said, towards the clinic and out of sight from where you are, because you have like a building there. So
Teagan will toss a gold piece to Zephyr and say, "I want to bet that that's Queen Isotta and her High Council."
And that's where we'll take our bio break.
Where's the bets?
It's like, are you just randomly giving the bird money?
Sure,
Just,
why
like, what are we
not?
betting? Like, no one's
Why
betting
not?
against you.
I was gonna say Zephyr is definitely
Sure.
pocketed the
Why not?
copper and is now
Yeah, the
pocketing
gold.
a gold.
As you should. All right, for those watching, we take a 8 to 10 minute bio break, so stay tuned. We will be right back. Mics are hot. And Andrew, I am sending you a private message.
Step for step.
Zephyr dies before you.
Anastasia finger gloves.
Yes.
I'm just a poor urchin that doesn't quite remember who she is or where she's from.
Me and my dad were driving to North Carolina.
Whoa, who are you?
He.
What have you done with Jurble?
I could
Bring
not
back my
see
spoopy
anything.
gerbil.
Anyways, he let me like control the music, so I was just like, okay, fine, we're listening to random Broadway songs. And so like I played through the entire Anastasia Broadway soundtrack, and then it hit me. I was like, oh yeah, I was gonna go see this. When was I gonna go see this? And then I was like, oh, I was gonna see it the summer of 2020. But then one of the last stops of their final tour was going to be Atlanta, and they canceled it. Yeah. So it's like I probably won't ever get to see it. But at the same time, at least they didn't let they didn't sell the tickets 2 years ahead of time. So it's like I didn't spend money on it or something.
Maybe it'll revive, or maybe they'll just make it into a movie.
I'll just watch the original.
The real one.
Although it's like I do kind of appreciate how the Broadway version kind of like. When I first heard about it, I was like, "Are they gonna do Rasputin?"
I was very like when I heard that they didn't have Rasputin in it. I was very kind of like,
who's the bad?
Yeah, like
Right.
Communist.
But they did it very cleverly. I mean, I haven't seen it. I've only listened to the music, and I've read like summary tape of the plot, but.
Yeah, I kind of like
because I think I even like listened to the music before I even like read the plot, and I was like, it got to the songs with like the with the one guy, and I was like, wait,
Gleb.
What?
Gleb.
I was like, what?
His name's Gleb.
What is happening? Like, what is this?
Well, also it didn't. I ranted this to my sister, but the singer who sings as Gleb, the evil communist, the bad guy, the antagonist. Yeah. Like, his singing voice is very similar to Dimitri. To me, at first, when I first listened to it. And so I was like, why is Dimitri singing about communism? This seems like a character reversal. Yeah. I was like, but yeah. I totally forgot about Bartok. Oh my gosh, I just remembered that Bartok had his own movie.
Yeah, he did. I
bombed. I
think Bartok actually had.
I think so.
Yeah. He had two?
I think so.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they really milked that for all they could.
Every dime.
Every dime. They were like, wow.
Every dime.
People seem to like Bartok. Let's really dive into this.
Stay tuned, everybody. Yeah. Sign up for Madbird Patreon movie nights.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna watch the entire Anastasia trilogy, including the two Bartok movies.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
To see where these movies are streamed.
That would be great though to like just watch like really bad animation movies, like just.
Bartok the Magnificent.
Yeah.
And
I don't know if I like a single Disney sequel.
Well, Anastasia's not Disney.
I know.
Actually, Disney bought the rights to Anastasia.
Yeah.
So technically,
it's on
a Disney princess now.
It's on HBO Max and not Disney Plus. So.
Well, I think it's semantics.
I don't know.
Semantics?
There you go.
I like to just say
could be
like
Semitics too.
Semitics or something
It's Don Bluth. It's a Don Bluth film. It can stand on its own.
Yeah, Disney. Yeah, direct-to-video sequels were rough. Very rough.
Whoa.
There were a couple that weren't as bad as
films.
Oh yeah, there were a couple that weren't as bad as the others. I kind of growing up, I kind of was okay with like Lion King 2, and there's the other two that I was okay with.
Return of Jafar. I watched that a lot.
Oh yes, Return Jafar. Yeah.
I watched
Okay.
Return,
Yeah.
and then the
I will
third one,
concede Return of Jafar.
the third Aladdin was pretty good too, because that's when they got Robin Williams back, so it was like okay.
Now the third one was
It
the
still
dad
wasn't that
one,
good.
right? Wasn't the third one was the
Yeah.
dad one?
Yeah. I remember some of the songs.
They had like one song, like one kind of okay, like good song in each one. The rest of the songs were like, no, that's not. No.
Bad.
All right.
Yeah,
This is the rest of the podcast, right?
this
Yeah,
is
I know.
it.
We're just gonna-
This is all we're doing now. We're just talking about Disney sequels, direct-to-video sequels
The-
for Disney, and
the voice of Lumiere in Beauty and the Beast voiced the villain in the third Aladdin movie, because I looked him up recently. Well, because I was studying my French accent for my French cactus on Saturdays. But anyways,
yeah. All right. Cool.
us it's Mad Bird Disney
We'll talk-
podcast.
we'll-
Clip it.
Yeah. All right. So let me take this off. And we're back. Officially. So what are y'all doing? Oh, you just saw the processional going through. Gosh, I forgot. It's only been like 10 minutes.
We just ate our breakfast burritos.
Yeah. So you just saw the processional going through. So what are y'all? What's your decision, and what you're gonna do? Or does
Out of
someone have anything
character.
to say?
Follow that professional. Professional.
I guess save the trip up the elevator and try to flag them down.
Okay. Are you suggesting that to the group, or are you saying that's what
Yes.
you're doing?
Yes, I'm suggesting that to the group.
Oh,
Looks good.
all right, okay.
All right, Teagan will slowly approach and try to get Colin's attention, maybe? Callan. I'm just staying away from the other word.
Ellen
sure-
Cullen,
Make sure your hands are visible. Don't reach into your
Yes, right,
pockets.
no pockets.
All right. So you had about 50 feet to go before you got to that main road that they were traveling on. So you try to get Callan's attention. She is like second to last. Oh, okay. She's second to last from the back. You kind of try to kind of wave as you see Callan kind of look, over in kind of in your direction as she just kind of glances around, and you see her kind of lock eyes with you. She just kind of waves. Are you doing anything?
Like, can we talk? Try to, without, I don't want to try to barge into the processional.
Oh,
It's is this a good time? Or
and you'll see her kind of lean over to a guard and kind of, say something that you can't hear. And then she'll step out and step toward you. Hello. Yeah. What do you need? What was your name again? I'm sorry.
Sorry, Teagan.
Teagan. Yes.
Teagan.
Certainly. What do you need? Something?
We were just at the clinic
Okay.
and saw what was happening to some of the miners, and it also the same affliction has befallen Gavin. So we talked briefly to Crevin, and we were wondering if either the council or Queen Council Isotta would be able to get a lead on this person Cullen, and we were looking for information. Maybe we thought we could help. He thought that this person Cullen would be able to give us good direction on helping anyone afflicted with this malady, it seems.
Oh. Yes, the Queen Council is heading towards the clinic to check in. She's still concerned, but if you come back over that way, maybe when she exits, we can get her to have a word.
Thank you. I think we'll do that.
Okay.
And I'll go back and report back to the
I'll
group.
see you then.
That's the
she'll
plan.
kind of hurry her steps to catch up with the processional again.
I'll go to the group. Ambush at the clinic.
Wait, what?
By that I mean she's going to the Queen Isotta is going to the clinic to meet, I would imagine, with
Zephyr very
Crevin.
confusedly draws his dagger.
No. Not that kind of ambush.
It's got a dagger, Aurelius was very confused for a second.
By this I mean perhaps I spoke improperly. We're just going to wait for her to exit the clinic and see if we can get an audience briefly with Queen Isotta and discuss perhaps what we could do or what they could do to both of us assisting each other in finding a cure or remedy for this, or more information about this.
Did you guys tell Cher that what it looked like Lashta was on the back of the coin? Did you share that information? I'm sorry.
Don't remember. If y'all think that you would have, then I'll let it go.
Well,
Probably would have.
yeah,
Okay.
probably. Plus,
Yeah,
plus the
fine.
fact that we only saw 5 of the council.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
remember.
I'll show the token to Jurble and note that the missing person is Lashta, or resembles Lashta.
Huh.
Indeed, huh? That's a big huh. See if you can work that in the conversation, maybe, Jurble.
Me?
Sure, why?
Spoopy Jurble.
Spoopy Jurble.
Throw me
Spoopy
under the
Jurble.
bus, why don't you? No, it's just-
What is this buzz
You're
you
the
speak of?
face.
When did the bugbear become the face?
Since episode 1.
You're right. I'm a bugbear.
This is true.
That's
It's
a bugbear. You
established
gotta let me.
canon.
You gotta let me sing. Okay. I mean,
Just something
I
we noticed
don't-
when we got the token.
I don't know. I don't know them.
That's all right. We'll play it by ear, see what goes,
I'll-
and we'll walk like groupies behind the caravan, behind the procession.
Zephyr will puff out. Zephyr's the name.
Nice.
Well-
All right.
We'll let the bird do the talking.
Okay, so y'all follow this processional back to the clinic. They stop. There's a couple of guards in the back that are on horses that will kind of stop a little bit before the rest of them stop and kind of get in a position of like almost blocking, because they did notice the group of you following, kind of blocking you from like going into the clinic at the time.
Sure.
And a few of the guards kind of wait outside. There are a few, about 4 guards, maybe 6 that go in with them, but then 2 guards quickly exit with how cramped the tent is. They are in there for, and you do see a couple of the people that were helping out with the patients kind of come out of the tent and kind of chitter amongst themselves excitedly about, that the Queen Council is here and how wonderful of her to stop by and check on everything, and she's being so attentive and so kind. And you probably also notice maybe a couple people passing by on the street that aren't near the clinic, but will kind of see the procession, see the processional and see her stopping and kind of roll their eyes. But they're in there for not very long, maybe about 15 minutes, close to 20, when, you see a few of the guards come back out. Callan kind of comes out right after the guards and goes about halfway between the clinic and the group of you, kind of standing back a ways. Goes about halfway and holds up a finger, and then turns and you see the first you see I would say you probably see Queen Counsel Isotta first. This very regal standing tiefling woman. She has kind of a white shroud that goes a little past her shoulders. It's pushed back when she first comes out of the tent, but she'll pull it back down as she's exiting. Beautiful, like, gold tattoos on her neck, draped in these fine fabrics. Has this beautiful kind of muted bluish purple tint to her skin, with these kind of like pink reddish undertones. Holds her head very regal, up in the air. Stands very straight. After she walks out, you see four other women walk out. You recognize, for those who were Rhaenyra and Zephyr and Teagan, would recognize Emma, the blonde human. And then you also see a drow woman with blue skin and dark blue, almost black hair, step out, as well as two other tieflings who walk hand in hand outside, last, of course, followed by some guards, the remaining guards. Two tiefling women with an odd greenish tint to their skin, and they're both pregnant, it looks like. Everyone except maybe the drow and Callan, Emma and the tieflings are dressed in fairly fine clothing. The drow and Callan seem to dress more practically. Callan kind of steps to the side as the Queen Counsel looks in your direction and takes some steps towards you, leaving about 15 feet between you and your group. We'll say 10 feet between you and the group, herself and your group. Queen Counsel, this group here is the group that I mentioned to you yesterday. They're the ones that helped the woodmaker. I forgot his name, but they helped him out and helped save his wife and his child. Thank you, Kellen. It's a pleasure to meet you. May I have your names?
Teagan will bow, like a half bow, and
she will push back her shroud as she's talking to you. Sorry.
Zephyr's the name?
Teagan?
Rhaenyra Sim.
Jurble.
Sorry, I just realized that you put the mask
back.
Just realized.
Picturing.
It's a pleasure to meet all of you. I am the Queen Counsel, Isotta here of the Aebirus Empire. These are my councilwomen. I take it that you've already met Callan and Emma, I believe. And she gestures towards the drow. This is... Oh, wait a minute. Did I get those mixed up? Wait a minute. this is Ralal, and she gestures towards the blue-skinned drow. And this is Yalith and Aravari, and she gestures towards the two tieflings holding hands who are both pregnant.
Why are they green? Teagan.
It's weird. But anyway, no, I'll turn back to
Is there... Cullen mentioned that you wanted to speak to me about something of importance.
Yes.
Please do.
We originally came here to seek help for our bugbear friend Jurble, and he seemed to be afflicted with the same thing that has befallen a lot of your miners and the alchemist, Gavin. Originally, when we came to town, we spoke to Cullem Krenthora. Damn, keep confusing those two. Crevin.
Cullem Krenthora.
It's just, why do you make them so close? And in speaking with him and Gavin, they seem to think that, and they might have well revealed this to you, that there's a person named Cullem that might be of importance to finding a solution or a cure for this affliction. If any information you could give us regarding maybe how the miners got your understanding of what's going on with the miners, and if you have any knowledge of this Cullem, we'd be willing to lend our assistance to, it's mutually beneficial. We have a friend who's been afflicted and still suffers some effects.
Cullem, do you have a last name?
Yes, yes, we do. Yes, we do.
And we're gonna wait in real time now.
Cullem Krenthora.
I've heard of this wizard, mostly, but it's been a while since I've heard of him. I do remember him doing some odd studies. She'll look towards you, Jurble, and kind of take a few steps towards you, and more or less kind of studying your face. And are you feeling okay now?
I'm a bit sore, but I am doing much better thanks to Crevin. But I'm not cured or anything. I'll just kind of show the crystal next to my wound, and the crystal is kind of drawing it out. But I feel for your people, and gesture towards the miners. It's not a fun experience.
No, it doesn't seem to be. They promise that it's not catching, but that it was obtained down in the mines. How did you obtain yours?
I was stabbed with a poisoned dagger.
May I ask by who?
By a bugbear who was following us in the shadows.
Were you expecting? Was there a reason they were attacking you?
We think we got too close to the bugbear army that's been invading Osbergen.
Oh, talking about the Aebirus Empire. And what happened there?
Yes.
It is unfortunate. So you've been over to the West Coast then?
Not quite. This is closer to towards Bornheim.
Got it. Yeah. I visited Bornheim, a sister city, of course. used to know King Ansem very well.
We had pause. We had the pleasure of making acquaintances with the king. That's true, right? That was one of the new
Yes.
memories.
That's what.
Mhm.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Well, you were blessed indeed. Unfortunately now it seems that he is, have you heard that they're fighting the Bugbear army who are trying to advance?
Yes. We knew about their conflict, and I think it was one of their scouts when we were traveling near there that is who stabbed me. So, but
Yes. He's reached out to me for some help, but I'm unsure. Might send some guards there tomorrow, check on them, but things have been a little haphazard here, of course, as you can see. Sorry you had to visit, and she kind of talks to all of you. Sorry you had to visit during such a time. Hopefully we can get things fixed soon. Not even sure. You've been traveling. Do you know? Was there any telltale signs of what could have happened?
Happened
to the
Bornheim?
The shift yesterday.
we
felt it on our way in. It was an odd
yeah, I was kind of feverish with just towards the tent.
Sure.
With it,
Sure.
but we did see the city from a distance kind of tilt.
Bum, bum, bum. Yes, we have, I suppose this is the first time to the Empire. All of you? We have
Yes.
mages holding up the upper city, and unfortunately a few of them disappeared. It's very strange.
Must take a lot of arcane knowledge and magic to keep that part of the city afloat.
They are very wise individuals. I volunteered for the tasks, but yes, we have a good variety of them that switch out.
During this, Teagan is like absent-mindedly, or seemingly absent-mindedly, twirling the token in between his fingers, and suddenly just snatches it and looks at it for a second. I noticed there are 6 members of your council on the token. I pray that has one taken ill to this disease?
You notice the Queen Council kind of glance back at the other, at the drow woman that's standing just a few feet behind her, Rilal. And she'll kind of look back to you. Yes, we did have one, a 6th one of the council, but she didn't want to serve any longer, so. She went off on her own adventure.
Insight check.
Sure. Inside away.
That Lahashta left on our own accord.
Okay. Yeah.
A peaceful exit.
Insight away.
We'll also insight.
Okay.
There was never a Lahashta to begin with.
14
Dun,
plus
dun, dun.
2, 16.
8.
Okay. Are you rolling, Jurble?
You know what? I will.
Okay. You were looking at something. I was just making sure.
Sorry. Oh, wow. 21.
All right. So, Teagan and Jurble, as you're watching this, especially you, Jurble, can see that she's being truthful about it. Definitely seems like, her face hasn't, other than maybe a worried glance towards towards Rilal, that she gave. When she looked back at you, her faces seemed truthful while responding. We definitely miss her on the council.
Interesting. Okay. Well,
If not, Jurble, if not, you probably would have picked up on maybe a little bit of sadness too.
You said you had mages keeping the city afloat.
Yes, we do.
I am a student of the arcane. I am fascinated by what forces, what knowledge could empower people to do such a great thing. Would I be able to meet them, to pick their brains? I'm fascinated.
Yes, absolutely. They are up in the. We have their homes in the government in the upper portion of the city, which I have a token for to get through to. But once you're up there, if you go to any of the, we have little stations for them, kind of all around, stationed around the floating part of the city.
Do you think I would be a bother?
Oh no, I mean, you might. There would be no harm in taking a look. Now, when they are concentrating, when they're working, they are concentrating pretty hard. So they probably won't be able to speak to you. But feel free to look at their, quarters. I mean, it's an open area, just as long as there are guards there. So as long as you're not bothering the mages, if you stay around long enough, you'll be able to catch one on their shift switch. Emma, when do they usually? How often? Oh, it's about every 4 hours they take a break.
That must be very, very, very taxing on them.
Oh, it is. Well, she means take a break. That's usually the end of their shift. They'll rest for about 12 hours or more, some of them, and come back when they can.
I'll try and visit while we're here in town. It is truly fascinating.
It sounds wonderful.
I apologize. Didn't mean to interrupt.
Yes.
I was just wondering, floating city. What has the new around here? Has the Aebirus Empire always had a floating part, or how?
Oh, no. This was a precaution taken in place for when any invasions happened in Osbergen, and after the Wivelin Empire fell, then we were given a signal to rise, and so we did.
Okay.
But we put a little bit more planning into the process than some of our other compatriots did. Have you been to any of the other floating cities in Osbergen?
I mean,
well, of course,
Yeah, we saw what happened at Bornheim, but
in Baryn, you mean?
And
That's
yes,
me as a DM
Baryn. Yeah. Well, I was saying Bornheim because we saw how it failed to lift off, but then
right. Okay, sorry.
And we did also been around Baryn before.
You've been to Baryn.
Yes, it's actually where most of us met, except for the bird.
Did you speak with the council there at all?
No, I'm afraid not. I only ever saw Baryn from the ground.
That's a shame. We lost a representative there. that was on the council for our city, and when the city fell, we've lost contact with them, and I'm just concerned.
Hang in there.
Sent a couple of guards out that way, but I'm afraid I don't know, they haven't heard back from them.
We were discussing about maybe heading back that way. Anyways, do you know, maybe we can check around. What was their name? Maybe you can ask around.
Yes, it was Yuzna Kahita.
Bless you. Bless you. No,
the name is Yizna. Surname Keita. Yuzna Keita.
Yizna Keita. Okay.
Whoa!
That wakes you up. That's like, whoa, okay.
Yes, please, if you are able to locate him, that would be well, I would definitely owe you an ounce of gratitude.
Well, we'll definitely be asking around.
How long will you be here in the city for?
Look at Teagan and well, we were discussing about we might visit the city center because we were hoping to talk to you, but so I don't.
Cullen, could you go and get we do have a sketch of Yuzna that I would be more than happy to provide you, since you do seem like capable adventurers. Could you go and grab that? Cullen kind of steps to attention. Will do. I'll be right back. Her and Emma usually are the ones that are down here in the city the most, so I'm sure that she'll find you if she can before when she gets it. Shouldn't be too long, though.
Right. And I, Shaman Crevin, gave me a sending stone to keep in touch with him about my own, and I'll gesture towards my wound, illness. But I can, whatever information we find, I can relay through him.
Certainly.
And I imagine he can get it back to you.
Sounds... I trust the shaman to do just that. And she looks back to you, Teagan. Did I answer your questions? I'm kind of got on a bit of a trail there. I apologize.
Oh, no, not at all. I guess we're just looking for more information on finding this Cullem person.
Oh, I wish. And she looks back to her council. Do any of you have any information on Cullem Krenthora? Emma kind of steps up. I do remember reading about his studies, but that was a bit before my time. One of the tieflings kind of lets go the other's hand and steps forward. She steps a few feet forward, almost not right in front of the Queen Council, but like beside her and kind of maybe a foot forward even more, to where she's maybe 5 feet from you, Teagan. I believe that I've heard of him.
Oh.
Just give me one moment. And she not really bows her head, but kind of puts her head down a bit and closes her eyes. And kind of puts her hands in front of her in a gesture of openness. Yes, I remember. I believe I remember hearing of someone coming across this wizard, in central Osbergen, but south of a city called Lysador. Let me let's give the DM some time to double check.
Lysador.
I'm pretty sure that's it, but it's been a while since I've looked at that. Yes. Lysadere. So it's Lysidere. So Lysadere.
Again, slower.
Lysidere.
ERE. Okay.
Yes. Yes, I believe that I know of someone that might have came across a Cullem Krenthora south of that city.
Quick side question. How's the necklaces during this whole conversation?
Oh, your necklaces are fine. I mean,
Okay.
you're a little close to the tent, to the clinic.
Oh yeah, so you might get
So there's a little bit of a warmness, but there's no scalding hotness whenever any of these women have gotten close to you.
Okay, just wanted to check in on that. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So maybe check there. I haven't been to Lysadere in a while, but
But Teagan being from Baryn, would Teagan know of that
you would
city?
know. Ooh, make a intelligence check for me, please.
Okay, not my strong suit. Oh, 20, natural 20.
Okay.
Woo!
Yeah, you would know that Lysadere. You have Baryn, and then like to the east of Baryn is a pretty large a fairly large mountain range. And then on the other side of that on the other side of that range is Lysadere. You would probably also know, since your knowledge is probably a little bit more fresh than this tiefling's. Lysadere is probably one of the more less advanced cities. And there were some strange rumors coming out there that you can't quite remember, but it seemed almost the city at one point was in almost like a civil war of sorts. But you haven't heard, of course, anything about it post, like, the cities starting to fly. You don't think that it's a flying city, because you probably would have heard about that. But oddly enough, you haven't heard that much about it. Even being in Baryn, you haven't heard that much about it for a few years, even though it's a mountain range away. People just sort of, it seems like almost like people just sort of forgot about it.
Okay. Cool.
The tiefling will kind of step back and as kind of gently as she stepped forward and joined the other tiefling and hold her hand again. Well, I'm sure that Callan will find you. Is there anything else that I can help with?
I'll look to the others to see if they have any questions, concerns. No, I think we're good.
Okay. Again, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you for taking the time to meet with us.
She'll look over to Renerius. Feel free to visit the government center, which is, you would know, is the flying portion of the city, anytime that you want.
I appreciate that. Thank you for your generosity.
Our quarters are at the center, which is towards the back of the floating portion. So, it has an open courtyard that people that live up on that tier usually stay in. So if you need anything, please stop by. There's usually one of us there. Okay. Well, and she'll gently kind of put the veil back over her face, and the guards will kind of usher her away. And the procession will go towards what you would know as towards like the direction of like Gavin's and the healers. So y'all are in the street and not too far out from the clinic.
Oh,
Lisa, dear.
all right.
Side quest number 300.
So I know. I feel like this falls into this could fall into one of the other ones, right?
What's
I don't know.
What's closer, Baryn or Lisa dear?
Make an intelligence check. Since you're from Fairweather, you might have. You of course know where Baryn's at, but
Yeah, it would be, I guess, northeast of Fairweather then.
That's a
Road trip.
yeah, you just can't. You're trying to think, Rhaenyra, of like, be closer to go to Baryn or closer to go to Lysador. Y'all probably do know from traveling here that there are a lot of mountains in between here, and I mean, like, you had to kind of like weave around them and getting here. You didn't have to go over any mountain ranges, but you did pass a lot of mountain ranges that would have been in the general area where Lysador, where you would think Lysador is.
We gotta return the horses. They were on loan.
Oh, we just extend the rental on that. That's
They were from like farmers.
From the people of
yeah,
Echo.
they were from the people. Yeah, of Echo.
I mean,
Do we still have the horses?
With the shift, they probably don't even remember.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
you still had the horses coming in.
Yeah, they became different horses. I do remember that.
The horses were different. Yes.
Oh, so maybe we don't even remember that we should
You
take
do
them back.
remember getting them from Echo still.
Oh,
Okay.
damn.
Well, look at these
we're
wild
just-
horses.
It just so happened you
With saddles.
just got them in a different order and from different people.
Okay.
We promised to return the horses, but we didn't say when.
Add another to the Forsaken. Angry horse farmers of Echo.
Angry Horse Farmers of Echo. It's like a organization name.
We unionized after we met you.
HFOE.
There you go.
Ah, foe!
So, Rhaenyra, did you want to go see the mages, or were you just nicely? If you were nicely bluffing, that was a nice bluff.
A little bit of both. It does intrigue me, but I'm alarmed that there could be such a peaceful way to do such a great feat, and Baryn chose not to do that way.
Yes, I agree. That would be really bad.
Something
It is.
smells.
How do we know that they're not doing the same thing? Because we never actually looked.
Well, we knew what happened when we disconnected the mages.
I mean, if we go up there,
Well, exactly, and that's what happened. I guess you could say on a technicality here. Tipped. So
Would you like to confirm their story before we leave town?
if you think I'm falling for that again, Rhaenyra, you're dead wrong.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
poor choice of words. Fallen.
It's a trap.
But I mean, if anything, Jurble will sniff the air.
You're dead wrong.
Baryn.
Here.
Yeah, because Baryn
You
smelled weird.
You
Okay.
ham dog.
All right. Make a God.
Spelling check.
What do you roll
Survival,
for a
nature, perception.
sniff in the air?
Make a nature check, sure.
Ha! Jurble's profession in nature. Ha ha!
Smells like fish.
I mean, good for
That's
you.
an 8. I rolled a 4. 4 plus 4 is 8.
Oh, the mask makes it even funnier.
Yeah, so Jurble, you take a big whiff of the air. And as you do, you breathe in a little bit too deeply, and you do kind of feel a little bit of a pain in your side and your wound.
See it burn.
Okay.
Had to
Still
find a way
not
to
a-
use that dagger, huh?
Still not 100%.
I heard you want to marry my
But-
sister.
What? Wait. What? I don't even remember where he heard that. Okay.
That was from Ren.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Okay. That seems so long ago.
Back when we were innocent.
Galaxy
But-
far away.
Yeah. Back after I. Okay.
Back 3
When
days ago.
When I sniffed. When I sit there, I'll explain after everyone gives me weird looks. Like, don't you remember Baryn smelled terrible because of all the burning.
I only remember it smelling terrible while we were in
I
the place.
I distinctly remember it smelling when we got there because that's when I met that merchant and bought. I'll go. I still have incense. I'll pull out a forest incense or whatever.
Yeah.
Do those go bad? I don't even know.
It still smells. I mean, you can still get a good whiff of this kind
It's been a
of
week.
forest smell.
Trying to get high or something.
It smells a little like pine and dirt,
I don't.
flowers, just a little hint of.
Do I seem high?
Oh, it's bugbear catnip.
Hey, I'm supposed to have that.
I mean, wait, was it pictured with me when I met Vela? Wasn't someone with me?
I
Somebody.
think you went
No,
over there
I
by
showed
yourself.
Renarius. I went there by myself, but then I brought Renarius over to
Yeah.
get some magic components. To try to, that was a long time ago.
It was a very long time. That was when Baryn was still in the sky. That was in Baryn.
Yeah. Okay.
Episode 5.
Yeah.
7?
Sweet
Forest
memories.
incense. I have a forest incense and meadow incense. So, anyways, I'll put those back.
In the middle.
All I'm saying is, I mean, if they're burning, I don't know. Do we want to go up there? Do we want to? I mean, they don't seem.
I mean,
What's the
She
worst that could
seemed
happen?
truthful. That's right. You weren't with us. There's a lot that could happen.
You didn't want to go up and visit the floating city and bring it to its knees and make it burn to the ground?
Do you ever feel the need to conquer lands?
Oh,
I feel the great dire need not to be traumatized and really
'Cause-
die. Again?
There's also there's a lot going on here. I mean, with all the stuff happening underground, and I think it might be better if we, find a cure, or try to talk to Cullem, figure out a way to stop this sickness from spreading. So,
It's still morning, right?
I mean, it's probably like, let's see, I think I said, let's see, you walked over to the tent, you had a couple of conversations, you talked over in the park, you talked outside the tent. It's getting like noon, 1 p.m.
Why were
Let's
those
see.
tieflings green?
I have no idea why. Yeah, it's.
Are tieflings not normally green? I haven't met a whole lot of them, but I mean, granted, I've never seen any till now, but
They're both pregnant.
Yeah, pregnant twins.
Dude.
Not twins. They're not twins.
No, they weren't twins.
Well, that's kind of
I
weird
just
if you actually
automatically-
knew that
automatic-
information. Be like, who's
I
daddy?
What? Tieflings all look the same?
whoa,
Wow.
whoa,
No.
dear.
Wow.
When you mentioned two tieflings, you met. I'm sorry.
I am
apo-
not
I
touching that
I
apologize.
either.
understand. They were not twins. They did look different. But they did
Tieflings
have the same
change color.
skin tone.
Do tieflings change color when they
I
get
want to
pregnant?
get your eyes checked there, Teagan. Get a
Yeah,
little
it's
old.
been a long day already. But let's go up to the. Let's
Get some food.
indulge our curiosity and see if
Who's the
Rhaenyra's.
daddy?
That's a good question.
I knocked up a couple of tieflings and
I mean,
dash.
Who's the daddy?
we're assuming a lot just from meeting two
Yes.
pregnant women on the street.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm agreeable to going up to the upper city and letting Rhaenyra see if he can talk to a mage discreetly. Maybe we can get a bite of lunch there. See
Yeah.
if we can hear any scuttlebutt.
And then go to that Lila Lula that elk place.
Lisa dear.
Lisa dear. See here, see here.
Like you think of someone named Lisa and then deer.
Well,
Like a doe, a
like
deer.
a deer named
A
Lisa.
female deer.
Something like
Ray? Dropable
Yes.
son?
Yeah.
Me?
I call myself.
We have a long way to run, so
It's
let's
a
get
musical.
going.
Oh my gosh.
So,
Well, let's head for the elevator.
Supercalifragilistic.
need a pulling thread?
So I guess y'all probably would have seen one of the transportation circles. I mean, the elevator, of course,
transportation circle.
is bent.
Al. Yeah.
I'm not illustrating that with my
There's-
hands today.
Crap! Am I gonna vomit again?
So you would know that you would know where the probably would have saw the line to use the teleportation circles to get up to the government center. But you have a coin. Callan said that you could
Right.
use the coin to get there quickly.
We have a fast
I will
pass.
say on your way to the teleport, to the mage that's doing the teleportations in this area, you would pass probably one of the mines that has the pulley system that goes up to the floating part of the city and goes down into the ground, building on the outside. And there seems to be quite the ruckus on the outside of the building as well.
Of course there is.
I didn't do it.
You have a dragonborn standing at the front, or kind of standing above everyone, trying to calm everyone down. A lot of the people standing in the crowd are commonly dressed. Some of them maybe below commonly dressed, but they seem to be yelling about prices, gym prices, and the dragonborn is trying to keep them, to try and calm them down unsuccessfully. But he has some city guards there helping them. When you can tell they're city guards with the crest on their armor. Seems to be a ruckus. You will see the probably like a sign above this mining building that reads. Sorry, just trying to sift through all of my notes. Imperial Gems. In large letters. On a we'll say probably like a metal sign actually. Yeah. So you pass that, and you get to the transportation circle, and you show your coin. You have about 20 people that are in line. So, so Teagan, you kind of cut ahead, kind of walk to the front and show the coin to the mage there. And there's also a couple guards there as well, just trying to keep things orderly. The guard will kind of halt the line and allow your group to pass to enter into the circle. It's all out in the open. There's no like hidden room or anything. You just have a mage standing there who's operating the teleportation circle.
All right.
First bitchy.
So all of y'all get on the circle. You see some.
Sorry, everyone. We'll be quick.
Yeah, you do see a couple of people like towards the front, like.
Grum.
And yeah, you all step in the transportation circle, stand there for a bit, and the mage starts working his magic, and everything starts glowing.
Does the mage look like he's been enslaved and or tortured?
He looks tired. He looks tired. But there are no chains or anything. If that's
Excuse me, sir. Are you imprisoned against your will?
Blink twice if you are in danger.
Can y'all please just become a group of reporters? That'd be fun. I would totally be doing that.
Today's news.
Oh gosh, Aurelius is our news anchor.
Yes.
And here's Jurble with the weather. It's cold.
Yeah, so the group of you, it's actually a very seamless transportation. It gets you up there easily. You don't even hardly feel any sickness, maybe just a little bit of queasiness from it, but not really. You can tell that this mage is fairly practiced. It was a fairly, easy task for them. They seem to be very high level. Once you're up at the top, the same kind of architecture, that kind of grand but simple look. These stone columns that you see, kind of like this like columned arena in the middle. There are buildings to the side. There's also a little bit of housing. This is just the general look you get from where you kind of come out at. When you arrive, there's, of course, a mage standing by and a couple of guards. One guard will kind of, usher you away as there's a line waiting to go. How would that work? I guess you'd have to have 2 transportation circles. Sorry. So, yeah, you arrive. There's a guard standing there who kind of, ushers you to step off the circle. You'll see a transportation circle like a few feet from you that is for people going down to the bottom part of the city. So you'd probably like looking around. It's fairly open in the center of this, except for the huge like open courtyard that you remember the Queen Council mentioning. Beyond that, it's this kind of columned building that looks a little more regal, a little less simple than the rest of the building. So maybe that would be where she says that's their staying quarters. I would say everyone if you're walking around trying to find one of these little, the mage huts, make a perception check for me. Yeah, that's fine.
22.
Very good. 17 plus 5, 22. Same.
14. Also, does
8.
Jurble smell anything? Now that he's up here.
14. No, you do not.
Yo pits.
It's definitely a little bit cooler.
Whoa, rude.
Yeah, well, he's used to the smell of his pits,
That's
Zephyr. The air's a little bit, you have a cool little breeze kind of blowing against you up here. Definitely feels a little bit thinner, the air does. But no, you do not smell anything, Jurble. So anyone with I didn't hear anyone's rolls, but anyone with a 15 or above would be able to, as you're kind of, we wander around and kind of look down a couple of streets, they do have kind of very nice, like paved, not paved, but like polished cobblestone almost streets up here. You are able to kind of look down the streets. I'll say Rhaenyra. Rhaenyra, what did you roll?
8.
Oh, then no, you don't see it.
No.
Yeah, so anyone with a 15 or above would kind of would all see it kind of near the same time. Would see one of like a hut almost sitting at the edge of the precipice, kind of leading off of this floating part of the city. There is like a small wall with like little windows that kind of lines it. Kind of reminds you of kind of like the wall I think that you saw up in Baryn. They had a similar walling system up on the floating portion. But yeah, so you would see one of these huts kind of sitting off to the edge there.
I will. Teagan will nudge Rhaenyra and point out the hut. I think that's your.
I will take notice of the hut and go towards the hut.
Okay, it's an open hut. I mean, there are no like actual walls. There are some like curtains in certain areas, but it does have an open door. You see people. There are people kind of walking around up here. It is kind of midday, so there are people kind of walking around. There are businesses up here. There's a restaurant and inn that you might see, and yeah, as you approach the hut, you look inside and it looks comfortable. Like there are pillows. There are some like chimes hanging up, some intricate chimes. There's one by the area that you're looking into. And so there's curtains kind of blowing in the breeze that's up here. And then kind of looking, kind of sitting out, looking on the other side of this hut. You see kind of looking away from you, sitting on the floor. Is someone in this kind of light blue robe that's just kind of sitting there with with their hands on their knees, very still. And then there are also 2 guards, one on either side of the entrance.
I will approach. So they're at the entrance of that
Yes.
open door.
Yes, correct.
I will approach the guards.
Hello. Can I help you?
Hi. Yes, I'm a student of magic, and I was looking to see if I could maybe talk to one of the mages who wasn't working, of course.
Oh, sure.
Autograph.
Yes. I believe that this one's shift should be, and she kind of looks at the other guard. Probably like 5 minutes. You probably came at a pretty good time.
That is good. Will she be coming out this way?
Coming out this way, and in fact, the replacement should be, Adrian. Right there, actually. And as you turn, it's tiefling male with blue skin. This kind of wavy black hair that goes to the shoulders. And has a kind of a muted gem-toned robe on. Very flowy, their garments are. Yes. Hello, can I help you with something?
Hi,
Autograph.
Yes. Oh. I don't think it's worth. I don't think I'm worth all of that.
My name is Venerius, and I'm a student of the arcane arts, and I was fascinated by how you and your compatriots keep the city afloat.
Yes.
How exactly is it done? How did you learn to do such things?
Oh, well, they've It was a learned process. Something that a few of the mages in the Queen Council's regime thought of. Just a series of levitations, kind of amped up with a few things. And we just have a few of us stationed around here and have it constantly going. So you have enough power, you can do anything. And he kind of gives you this kind of a smirk, but it's a friendly smirk, like, a little cocky.
That is truly fascinating. I've heard of this being a very taxing process. Do you feel as if it is draining to you in some way?
Absolutely. It's complete concentration for however many hours that you're stationed. Usually the terms are 4, but sometimes it might go up to 6 if there's something wrong. A few of us have been, myself included, been trying to pull a little extra weight recently since we lost a few of the mages yesterday.
I'm so sorry. What were they injured in the swaying of the city, or?
Well, we had a couple that happened to, yes, but then a few of them just. He kind of looks at the guards and he kind of turns you away from them. A few of them just kind of disappeared.
That is quite strange.
Yes.
Do you happen to know their names? We will be leaving town shortly. Maybe we could look for them.
Oh, well, we have guards at the front that take names of everyone, and there was no sign of them leaving. In fact, 2 of them were on their watch and were on their shift. The guards that were at their tent saw them go in, looked back, saw them one moment, and then the shift happened. Not their shift, but, the whole... I don't know. We don't know what happened there, but they were gone. And it was chaos. We almost lost... Well, we almost crashed, honestly.
We saw it as we were coming into town. We saw the towers stray. Yes. You and your fellow mages should be commended for your quick action.
Well, he kind of pats you on the back a little condescendingly. Well, you have to do what you gotta do. And I serve the city and serve the Queen Council. So, if commends are being commended, then sure.
Well, I thank you for your time. I know you're getting ready to do your duty, but thank you so much for indulging me.
Venerius, you're a study of magic, I take it?
I am, yes.
How are those studies going?
I've been I once upon a time I did study at Fairweather College, but as of late my studies have been self-taught. I've just been reading all I can about whatever books I can get my hands on.
Understandable. Well, if you should need any help with anything or a tutor, feel free to look me up.
I would appreciate that. That is quite kind of you. Thank you so much.
The name's Olentian.
Olentian?
Yes.
I will remember that. Thank you.
Well, it's been an honor, and one of the guard will kind of put a hand on the mage's shoulder. I know, it's my time. I need to go and relieve the other mage so they can go and rest. It's been an honor, and he'll look to all of you and give this kind of like head nod. And before he, with a flourish, turns and enters into the tent. And about 5 minutes later, you'll see the other mage walk out.
I don't want to approach that mage. I think I just want to like look from afar.
Look from afar. I mean, they seem.
Darius just met his social quota for the day.
I mean, they seem pretty, male, brown hair, human. They seem
Nothing special.
They seem very tired. Of course. Very kind of just visibly fatigued. You know, it's kind of like someone who did a hike for like all day, and then like afterwards you're just like, barely making it. Yeah, but they seem to, they kind of head into town, and you might see them kind of turn down a side street. But yeah.
Sweet.
All right. Okay. Well,
I want to talk to Pixar and just say,
okay.
I think this city might not be too good to be true.
Go and jinx it like that. City starts to tilt.
We see Rinka walk by.
Hi, guys.
Casual.
I do it.
Like, do a half-beat stop? She's picking.
God.
Maybe we can add this place to our list of friendly places.
Could be.
It's a very, very short list.
Very, very short list.
Oh, I'm so glad that
All
I
right.
struck the fear of God in you with Rinka. Mission accomplished.
Never trust an NPC again. Not really.
All right. So anything
All
else y'all want to do here in this area? In this spot? Okay.
Well, actually, Teagan, real quick, if there is this booth near the government center?
Yeah, well, this whole area is considered the government center, like this whole floating portion.
Right.
The kind of like center building that where the courtyard, the open courtyard was, and like the main building where you would assume that maybe the Queen Council lives or resides, is about you kind of walk to the edge. It's kind of in the middle. So you're probably like, if you would go back to where like you first entered from, from the teleportation circle, you were probably maybe about 100 feet from it.
Okay. Just curiosity-wise, Teagan would want to take a stroll over, knowing how sometimes government buildings would look for like the official. Most of them have an official plaque / notice, like, Queen Council, Isotta, and then the names of the members of the Queen's Council underneath.
Yeah.
He's looking for the sixth name.
There is a.
When's bingo night?
There.
Yep.
You walk over to that center
Potluck
area,
dinner.
and you do see like a huge circle on the ground, kind of like people can walk over it, but it's a huge circle with like this beautiful like gems and beautiful stonework, kind of like circling around it. But the circle is stone and kind of embedded into the cobblestone that lines, that makes up the streets for the most part. And on the plaque, it says like reigning Queen Council Isotta, Queen's Council, and then gives the names of everyone, which is Relal,
Colin.
What?
Colin, Relau, Emma, right?
Right. Yeah. Callan, Relau, Emma, as well as Yalith and Eravari, and also that's it.
That should be 6.
Make
Someone scribbled out with a Sharpie.
Make an investigation check, Teagan.
Oh, why investigation?
You're not an inquisitive rogue?
12 plus 0. 12.
Okay, 12.
Ooh.
You kneel down, Teagan, and you kneel down and you can kind of, there's a weird space underneath the last name, and as you're looking, like, it almost seems like this could easily be like redone. You know what I mean? Like, it's easily like something that they could like take out of the street and put something else in, like when a new Queen Council comes into play, or if one of the council members are, leaves or are replaced. It's not like built into the street to where like it doesn't move. It's definitely made to, to where it could possibly be removed and remade or adjusted. You don't see anything on this stone that looks like it's been like chiseled into, as far, like corrected. Because it kind of has that kind of Roman, like the Romanesque, like chisel look to it. You know what I mean? Like your typical, like, historic signs in the Northeast or whatever. But yeah, so I would say you'd be able to tell it looks like that they could have easily just made a new stone after, if once Lashta left, if that's what happened.
Okay.
As you're standing up, Teagan, you kind of look up and you see someone standing before you that you haven't seen in quite some time. Your sister. And that's where we'll end tonight's session.
Ah, you knew you dropped the bomb. What's she doing here? What is she doing here?
She looked like she was in just common clothes. Yeah.
Was she like standing over him, or does he just like stand up and see her in the distance?
He stands up and sees her. She's looking at him in kind of a disbelief, like,
Right, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
Hell.
Okay.
What?
I sent a message to Frank earlier. I was like, "What's your sister's name?" I didn't have it in the backstory for you, so
No reason.
No reason. I was like, not for any particular reason or anything, but
fully expecting a distress letter.
Right.
That's what I was expecting.
Okay, yeah. All right. Well, thank y'all thank you players. Thank you viewers for hanging around. We definitely appreciate you. We have a lot of D&D going on in this channel. Mondays, Tuesdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays we have D&D 5e content. On all of those days. Saturdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, we have D&D content as well. That's done by Andrew. That's here in this campaign, Tower of Dreams. Tuesdays at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, so that's tomorrow, we have Dungeon Craft with Steph and Vic, where myself and Victoria do some dungeon crafting, paint some minis, work on some dungeon tiles. Fridays at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, you have Mad Art with Steph, where I do some mad art or some fan art for the different Madbird streams that y'all can vote on. Sometimes in the Discord, we've been working through some backlog currently. Also on Sundays at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, we have Madbird Plays hosted by Victoria, where people from the Madbird community get together and outside the community get together to play some tabletop simulator, sometimes some video games, sometimes some Jackbox games. It's a mixed bag, but a lot of fun. Also, we have a Patreon, so if you haven't checked that out, it's a great way to support the channel, and actually preferenced over, Twitch. So you get more back, we get more back. You get all kinds of extra stuff with that. So check that out for sure. And yeah, again, I think I'm just going to just hope on a hope and a prayer that the role players are playing, because that's who we usually go over to, but I don't know. Let me take a look here, because I think last week we went over to them and it was a rerun or something.
Weren't they hosting us or something?
Oh yes, they were hosting us. I don't think that they were this time. So maybe that means that they're around. Maybe it doesn't.
Whoever we.
Twitch says they're offline.
Of course they are. All right, so let's see here. We have.
Tried.
I don't know we have Quests in Chaos that look like that they're going. So we might just head on over there to Quests in Chaos. Let me just see here.
Everyone did great. I give you a thumbs up.
Great. Wow.
Happy Halloween.
Oh my
Desperate.
gosh. Just happy Halloween. And for those watching,
Happy Halloween.
That's all of our streams this week. We're encouraging people to wear costumes. Some of the DMs are even doing
We were supposed to wear
scary
costumes?
stuff. Wow. Yeah, this is just how he dresses every week. Anyway, so we're gonna head over to Quest and Cast, give them some love, tell them they're doing a great job because they always do. And so until next week or until next time, adios, bye-bye, arrivederci. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.